We turn to the science fiction blockbuster Gravity. It is among the rare movies that expands what's possible for cinema. Director James Cameron calls it the best space film ever. It comes from the imagination of a father-son team, Alfonso and James Cuaron. Before we speak with them, we take a look at Gravity.
Look, we need to get the hell out of here. Some help there, man? No, don't wait for us. Man down! Man down!
Alfonso and Jonas Cuaron, welcome. It's great to have you here.
Thank you.
I mean, this is the hit
so
sensational film of the year. Why you? How long had you wanted to make this kind of movie?
Well, I probably was in the back of my head since I was a kid because I wanted to be an astronaut.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But then it took us the last 4.5 years to make.
Mm-hmm. And how did it come to you?
Well, like 4.5 years ago, we started talking. Another project we developed had fallen apart, and we started talking about the kinds of movies we liked, and we started talking about the possibility about doing a film where through nonstop action and suspense, you could also develop a thematic and have a rhetorical discourse.
I mean, is it you think, the suspense in terms of what's going to happen to the characters, or is it you've done something spectacular with technology and the way you shoot two people in space?
The technology was a byproduct of the emotional journey and the themes we're going to trying to convey. I mean, the technology was also a byproduct of shooting a movie in space, to be frank, because at the end is a story of a woman going through adversities. Right. Mm-hmm. And it's a story about adversities and rebirth. Yeah. So the other technological aspect was just the necessary evil to be able to make the film.
Why do you want people to see it in 3D as opposed to 2D?
Because from actually the original titles when we were writing was
Gravity, a space adventure in 3D.
We wanted it to be an immersive experience. That was part of his theory. Yeah. That if you feel that you're there, is going to be more of a primal journey, you know, a more just visceral journey.
Sure. Alfonso, I mean, I've known Alfonso for a while, for a number of years, in which we did other conversations together. Was he the reason you went into filmmaking?
I guess I went, you know, you always try to run away from your parents' footsteps, but then
So how'd you get it wrong?
At some point you realize that, like, you know, you've been bombarded by it your whole life, so it's kind of like, it comes natural to you.
And I was disappointed when he told me that.
I mean, let's talk about the stars of this film. I mean, George Clooney and Sandra Bullock. People are talking about Oscars, that it's their best film ever for both of them, and they're incredibly accomplished actors.
Well, you have Sandra and George. You cannot have bad reviews. Doing a bad review to Sandra and George is like shooting pandas. You know, you don't do those things. You know,
so that helped.
That helped, yeah.
And then, but talk about where you think it expanded George Clooney's range, for instance, because I mean he's been in a lot of great movies.
Yeah, but I think that he's great in every single film. Yeah. And when you're working with George, you're not working only with an amazing actor. You're working with an amazing writer and an amazing director, and a guy who is so generous that they're quiet, very respectful, but the moment that she sees you like hesitating or in trouble, he's there to help you. You know, so and he's just man. There for the film.
Yeah. And Sandra?
Well, Sandra is fearless. That's the thing. Is so disciplined. Maybe that's the German side of Sandra. You know, that is so precise, so disciplined, and so wise in terms of the emotional truthfulness, but at the same time fearless.
What was the hardest thing about the movie?
Gravity.
Yeah, recreating what gravity was like.
Yeah, gravity itself. Yeah, you know, it's trying to give the illusion of gravity, and it was. I joke, but maybe it's not a joke. It was hard for everybody around me, not for me. And for the actors was really tough. Really tough. Because they were performing against nothing. And most of the film was pre-programmed. Yeah. So they have to, it was like a choreography, a very complicated choreography for them.
Did your friends like Guillermo get involved in this?
I cannot order breakfast without calling him and asking what should I order. So,
he'll tell me. It's a great
Guillermo del Toro, that is the director of Pacific Rim, who's is a dear friend of mine.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Alejandro González Iñárritu, that's another friend. So.
Okay.
And they share everything they do.
You guys were getting a little insider there.
Well, they're three Mexicans who sort of are in filmmaking, and they do everything together.
Yeah. Well, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Incredible. Alfonso and Jonas Cuaron. Thanks. And Gravity is in theaters now.